Guess it sure does with the proper perspective. Won't be on here too long. Just gonna do a quick sound check. The 5 types of Pan-Africanists. That's what I'm trying to get situated. I don't know why this thing doesn't work. This is really agitating and agitating. So, a lot of talk these days about Pan-Africanism being dead. A lot of talk about FBA is the thing to be. I just wanted to drop in and be like, do you even know what Pan-Africanism is? Do you know what it means? Do you know how many different types of Pan-Africanism, Pan-Africanists there are? So I just wanted to make a few comments. So, you know, and I'm not even saying that I'm an expert in the sense of the 5 that I'm going to isolate are the only types. But you'll see what I'm talking about. So, you know, what you should already know is Pan-Africanism is a diverse and evolving, just like the FBA movement. Pan-Africanism is a diverse and evolving movement with several different schools of thought, several different schools of focus. And so there's at least 5 main types. You got political Pan-Africanism, cultural Pan-Africanism, economic Pan-Africanism, academic Pan-Africanism, and some people would call it intellectualizing, and grassroots Pan-Africanism or social Pan-Africanism. There's 5 different types, and they all have completely different focus, and they all work differently. So the notion that Pan-Africanism is dead, even if one might be dead, all of them ain't. You know, with what appears to be the unfortunate circumstances behind Dr. Umar Johnson's school, his Pan-Africanism might be dead. The school program that he was trying to build, that might be dead. But that don't mean the movement is dead. They may be dead to you, and that's fine. For you, you no longer believe in or want to be associated with Pan-Africanism. Okay, look, here's the door. See yourself on out. We're not asking you to stay. We are asking you to stop trying to act like you're the only authority to speak for, to speak about Black issues, Black American issues, African American issues. Because that's far from the truth, and we are asking you to stop telling lies. But so as I was saying, you know, you have political Pan-Africanism, which focuses on unifying African nations and the African diaspora for collective political action and independence. Even if you want to isolate yourself as a Black American, you gotta see that there's always been a call for us to be independent of this American system. Yes, there's also been a movement for us to depend on this American system. That's what the term was called back then. It was assimilationist. Now it's called foundational Black American. But as far as political Pan-Africanism is concerned, early Congresses led by figures such as W.B. Du Bois, Kwame Nkrumah, advanced African independence and unity through conference and federations. Didn't mean that Du Bois was going to agree with everything Nkrumah wanted, or Nkrumah was going to agree with everything Haile Selassie wanted. No, you walk into the door with differences. You recognize the differences and you have a seat and say, yeah, now let's look at our similarities and figure out how we're going to get the bag, whatever that bag is. That bag could be money if you're a capitalist. That bag could be land. That bag could be political power, what have you. But to just sit and dwell in differentiation I'm just sorry to tell you, that's J. Edgar Hoover, best dream. That's all he ever wanted, was for us to focus on our differences so we couldn't get anything done. Then you also got cultural Pan-Africanism. This emphasizes reclaiming, celebrating, and uniting around African heritage, African traditions, sometimes African languages, but not all times, and cultural identity. Cultural Pan-Africanism can be seen in the works of Marcus Garvey, and even in the 70s, the Black is Beautiful movement. It's cultural Pan-Africanism. Anytime we start talking about proud of our melanated selves, we are practicing, we are exercising the ideology of Pan-Africanism. But you want to say Pan-Africanism is dead. Okay, ignore your melanated self then. Now you also got economic Pan-Africanism. And this advocates for shared economic empowerment and development across. Oh, hold on. What's up to Silas Kelly for joining? Thank you. Peace. What's going on? Silas Kelly, I appreciate that. Sub and like. Yes, if you are tuning in, sub and like. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm doing okay. How you doing? So, again, we're talking about what is Pan-Africanism. We're doing it live from a great Jamaican spot. So when my food get here, I'm gonna show you what this food look like. I'm doing good. Peace to temporary. And y'all let me know where you're tuning in from. Are y'all in America or outside of America? What state you in? What city you in? So I'm saying economic Pan-Africanism. I got 10 people in and I got one like. Come on, let's get those likes up. Economic Pan-Africanism advocates for shared economic empowerment and development across Africa and the diaspora. Shared, not abuse, not rip off, not take advantage of, but shared economic empowerment. All right, that's cool, Silas. Holler back later. I'm glad you dropped in. So this shared economic empowerment includes efforts like establishment of the African Union, which succeeded the Organization of African Unity. And this is just one example. But again, the idea is you find ways to build business together, build institutions together. Peace to temporary. Yes, you said, what are you talking about? May I ask respectfully? Yes, you can. I'm basically giving a nuanced, not definition, but I'm identifying 5 different types of Pan-Africanism, Pan-African thought. And because I'm doing this at a Jamaican restaurant, I'm going to be showing this delicious food, which is supposed to be jerk chicken. Yeah, jerk chicken, rice and cabbage. So I'm live. So that, to answer your question, showing off some good food at Ivory Team. It's definitely, it looks good and it tastes good. Just one of my favorite Jamaican restaurants. And I'm talking about what is Pan-Africanism. So I agree with you. It's yummy. Now, if you haven't had one of these, you don't know what you're missing. So the fourth one, and I'm not going to be on here that much longer. My phone is dying, and I'm going to dig into this food. I do, yes. When I go live during the day, and a lot of times my daytime lives are about food, and then in the nighttime I go a little bit heavy into politics and cultural issues. But sometimes I switch it up. So, like for instance, today I'm doing a little bit of both, this food, and I'm talking about what is Pan-Africanism, or what are the 5 types of Pan-Africanism. So, number 4 is academic Pan-Africanism or intellectual Pan-Africanism. And that's for the nerds of the community. I'm proud to be one. True indeed. Yes, I will definitely keep it up. Like I said, please make sure that you have hit the like button and you subscribe, and you can share this with anybody that might be interested. Now, academic or intellectual Pan-Africanism explores historical suffering. A lot of people say, in the black community, we talk about slavery. The academic Pan-Africanists say we should give it a name coming from an African language. So a lot of times we call it the Ma'afa. It's like the great tragedy. So Ma'afa was sort of like, would be that buzzword the same way those so-called Jews use the word Holocaust. Thank you for subbing. Thank you for subbing temporary. I appreciate it. So the academic Pan-Africanist explores the historical suffering of the Ma'afa, explores African agency, does a lot of teaching, critical analysis of Western oppression. And see, Western oppression encapsulates a whole lot of stuff, not just Uncle Sam. Academic Pan-Africanism includes philosophers and activists using academic tools to define collective African narrative. But people want to say that Pan-Africanism is dead. That's like saying there's no more brain power going around. Nothing can be further from the truth. Now this fifth one, and then I'm gonna get up out of here so I can finish this food. Grassroots social Pan-Africanism, which is driven by the community work, community organizers, social activists, and networks focused on everyday empowerment, local solidarity, and resistance against oppression. Local chapters of different types of organizations, black power groups, and community organizations. This is what Pan-Africanism is. These are the five different types of Pan-Africanism. So just because you want to scream and beat your chest and say Pan-Africanism is dead, we ain't going nowhere. The academic Pan-Africanists are still going to be teaching. Grassroots Pan-Africanists are still going to be building organizations on the ground, and so on and so forth. That's cool. Peace to Tipperary. I'm glad you stuck around. Since you subbed, you'll catch the notifications on the next one, and I will holler at you. And I'm gonna get up out of here anyhow. My phone is gonna die on me, and I will be back probably later today or later tonight on some real deep controversial shit. Oh wait, where you? It's 1:35 where you are. You didn't tell me where you were. Where are you? If you can type that in before you go. I'm just curious. It's 1:35 here. I'm in Virginia on the East Coast of Uncle Sam's stolen land. Look. All right, peace.